Greetings from the book Whisper. Every story is a journey into a world of love, passion, deception, and self-discovery. Close your eyes, let the sounds carry you away, and may this story touch your heart. City of Lies. Chapter 1, The Circle. The Indianapolis skyline, a jagged crown against the bruised twilight sky, mirrored the turmoil inside Olivia. The humid Indiana air clung to her like a second skin, a constant reminder of the summer's relentless heat. Tonight, however, the temperature was the least of her concerns. She was staring at her phone, the screen illuminating her face, highlighting the worry etched around her eyes. The text was simple: meet me, the usual place. The sender, Liam. Liam, the man who had her heart and body. Liam, the man who was supposed to be hers. But in the pit of her stomach, a gnawing suspicion had taken root, a weed that threatened to choke the garden of their love. The usual place was a dimly lit jazz club downtown, the Blue Note. It was their sanctuary, a place where the world outside with its responsibilities and expectations faded away. The music, the smoky air, the whispered secrets, all had woven a tapestry of intimacy that Olivia held dear. She drove there, her fingers drumming a nervous rhythm on the steering wheel. As she navigated the familiar streets, images of their past flooded her mind: stolen kisses under starlit skies, shared laughter over steaming coffee, promises whispered in the dead of night. Each memory was a bittersweet take, a testament to the love that had bloomed between them. She found him already there, nursing a whiskey, the amber liquid swirling in his glass. He looked up as she approached, his eyes, the color of the stormy sea, meeting hers. His smile, however, didn't reach them. "You look beautiful," he said, his voice a low rumble. Olivia sat opposite him, her heart thudding against her ribs. "You sounded serious in the text." He sighed, the sound heavy with unspoken burdens. "We need to talk." They talked for hours that night, their words weaving a complex web of emotions. Liam confessed he'd met someone else. "Her name is Emma," he said, the name a poison dart that pierced through Olivia's heart. I think I'm in love with her." Olivia felt the world tilt on its axis. The betrayal was a physical blow, a punch to the gut that stole her breath. She struggled to maintain composure, the carefully constructed facade of strength crumbling around her. "How long?" she managed to ask, her voice barely a whisper. "Months," he replied, his gaze dropping to the table. "Since the spring." The room spun. Months. Spring. That was the same spring when he had been professing his love, when he had whispered promises of forever. Betrayal. She watched the smoke curl from the tips of her fingers, the only movement in the suffocating silence that followed. She felt a burning, a searing agony that tore through her. Everything they had built together was now nothing but a facade, a cruel illusion. "I don't understand," she said finally, her voice raw with pain. "How could you, after everything?" Liam looked up, his eyes filled with a mixture of guilt and desperation. "I didn't plan it," he pleaded. "It just happened. I tried to stop it, but I couldn't." She rose to leave, the music from the jazz band now a mocking soundtrack to her broken heart. "You've made your choice." Chapter 2, Whispers in the Wind. Olivia emerged from the jazz club into the cool night air, the Indianapolis skyline mocking her pain. She felt adrift, lost in a sea of despair. The betrayal had shattered her world, leaving her adrift in a vortex of confusion and pain. The following days were a blur. She spent hours staring out her window, watching the world go by, each face a stranger, each act a reminder of the normalcy she no longer shared. She couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, the image of Liam and Emma together burned in her mind. Her friend, Amelia, found her in this state of disrepair. Amelia, a whirlwind of energy and unwavering loyalty, burst into Olivia's apartment like a storm. "Liam, that lying snake? I knew it," Amelia declared, her voice filled with righteous anger. "He's not worth your tears, Liv." Amelia rallied Olivia's circle of friends. Their weekly girls' night out became a war council, a space where shared grief transformed into a collective determination. "We need to know who this Emma is," suggested Sophia, ever practical. "We need to know what she has that we don't." The investigation began subtly. They stalked Liam's social media. They trolled for information, piecing together the scantest of details. They discovered that Emma was a marketing executive who had recently moved to Indianapolis from Chicago. They found her profile, and Olivia was stunned. Emma was beautiful, elegant. The more they learned, the more the pieces of the puzzle began to fit together, forming a chilling picture of deception and betrayal. Liam, it turned out, wasn't just in love with Emma, he was also involved in a secret, a high-stakes deal that could make or break his career. Rumors began to circulate, whispers that had reached Olivia's circle, stories of an affair and something more, an unsettling business deal that had put both Liam and Emma in compromising positions. The discovery sent a shiver down Olivia's spine. It felt like the pieces of a twisted game, where the stakes were higher than she had initially imagined. Liam was not just a traitor, he was also, potentially, a man who had put her in danger. Chapter 3, The Web Unravels. Olivia began to feel a strange mix of emotions, anger, hurt, and, strangely, a growing curiosity. She began to see the web of lies and deceit that Liam had woven. She wanted answers, she needed them. One night, driven by a surge of adrenaline, Olivia decided to confront Emma. Armed with nothing but her phone and a burning desire for the truth, she tracked her to a chic restaurant in the heart of downtown. She found her sitting at a secluded table, her dark hair cascading over her shoulders. Emma looked up, her expression a mixture of surprise and apprehension. "Can I help you?" Emma asked, her voice calm. Olivia pulled out a chair. "We need to talk." The confrontation was tense, a battle of wills played out in hushed tones. Olivia learned that Emma knew of Olivia but had no idea the extent of her relationship with Liam. Olivia listened, her eyes fixed on Emma, searching for truth, and finding only more complexity. "He told me you two were over," Emma finally said, her voice wavering. "He said he was single." Olivia realized that Liam had played them both. He was a master manipulator, weaving a web of deceit that entangled everyone involved. But there was something else in Emma's eyes, a hint of vulnerability. Olivia saw a woman who had been used, just as she had been. "What about the deal?" Olivia pressed, knowing she was treading on dangerous ground. "The one he's working on?" Emma's face clouded. "I don't know what you're talking about." Olivia pressed on, digging into the details. She knew she was pushing her luck, but she couldn't stop herself. "He's not just a liar, Emma, he's in trouble." The words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken implications. As the night wore on, the truth began to emerge. The business deal was far more complicated than either woman realized. It was connected to a shadowy network of investors, and a substantial sum of money. The implications, if it went wrong, were dire. Emma had been drawn into Liam's world of ambition and deceit. Now, both their futures were in jeopardy. They had both been played. Chapter 4, Shadows of the Past. As Olivia and Emma tentatively forged an alliance, they began to unravel the threads of Liam's deception. They were driven by a shared desire for retribution and the desperate hope of surviving whatever chaos lay ahead. They discovered that Liam was not just a lover and a businessman. He had secrets, hidden deep in his past. He had moved to Indianapolis from a small town in Ohio a few years ago. He had changed his name. He was running from something. They began a dangerous investigation, a clandestine operation to uncover the truth. They interviewed Liam's old friends, his former colleagues, anyone who could shed light on his past. They searched through old records, legal documents, and social media archives, piecing together the fragmented details of his life. They discovered a story of betrayal and deceit, a narrative mirroring their own. Liam had been involved in a scandal years before, a situation that had led to the ruination of his father. Liam had vowed revenge. The realization sent a chill through Olivia. Liam wasn't just a heartbreaker, he was a man capable of ruthless ambition and calculating revenge. Their investigation led them to a woman named Isabel. She had been Liam's high school sweetheart. She was living in a town far outside of Indianapolis. They went to her. Isabel was guarded at first, but she had a pain in her eyes that resembled their own. She revealed that Liam had betrayed her, stolen her family's money, and ruined her life. "He's a predator," Isabel warned them. "He'll do anything to get what he wants." Her words echoed the growing fear that Olivia had. They began to suspect the business deal was a scheme for something far more sinister. They realized that the stakes were higher than they had ever imagined. Liam's web of lies had entangled them in a dangerous game. Chapter 5, The Double Cross. The climax of the story had arrived. Olivia and Emma were walking a tightrope, desperately trying to stay one step ahead of Liam's machinations. The tension was palpable, a constant hum of anticipation that threatened to shatter their fragile alliance. They decided they needed to confront Liam, not with accusations, but with the information they'd gathered, using it to their advantage. They met him at an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city. The place was grimy, the air thick with the smell of decay. "What do you want?" Liam said, his voice cold. He knew something was up. Olivia laid out their findings, revealing his lies, his hidden past, and the true nature of the business deal. Liam's face was a mask of shock. He was cornered. Suddenly, Emma, who had been standing beside Olivia, turned to Liam, a strange expression on her face. A gun appeared in her hand. "I'm sorry, Liam," she said, her voice tight, "but you've caused too much damage." Olivia froze, her heart pounding in her chest. She had trusted Emma, but she had been wrong. Emma was in league with Liam, a double cross that sealed Olivia's fate. Emma pulled the trigger, but before the bullet could reach Olivia, Liam dove in front of her. The shot rang out in the echoing warehouse. Liam fell to the ground, blood blooming on his chest. In the ensuing chaos, Olivia tried to call for help. Emma grabbed her and they got into Emma's car. They drove for hours. Chapter 6, The Unexpected Truth. The ending was not what they expected. Hours later, Emma pulled the car over to the side of the road. She looked at Olivia, and her eyes were filled with a strange mixture of relief and fear. "I didn't want it to happen like this," she said. "I didn't want anyone to get hurt." Olivia was confused. "What are you talking about?" Emma began to unravel the truth, a revelation that would shatter the foundations of everything Olivia had believed. Emma was not in league with Liam. She was, in fact, an undercover agent. She had been tracking Liam for months, investigating his involvement in a criminal organization. She had been using Olivia to get closer to him, to gather the evidence she needed to bring him down. The business deal was a front for money laundering and other illegal activities. Liam was a key player in the operation. "I'm so sorry," Emma said, her voice choked with emotion. "I never meant to hurt you." Olivia felt a wave of conflicting emotions wash over her: shock, betrayal, and a strange sense of relief. She had been used, but in the end, her pain had served a greater purpose. The shot, Emma explained, it was all a staged performance to try to get evidence. The police arrived, arresting Emma and then eventually arresting Liam, who had survived the gunshot. In the aftermath, Olivia felt a strange sense of emptiness. She had lost Liam, her love, but now, she had nothing. Chapter 7, Reconstruction. In the months that followed, Olivia began the arduous process of rebuilding her life. The pain of betrayal lingered, a delic that she had to learn to live with. She sought therapy, talking about her past and her feelings. She reconnected with her friends, relying on their unwavering support. She had lost Liam, but she had gained something else, a newfound sense of self-awareness. She threw herself into her work. She began to see the world with new eyes, a world where love was not a fairy tale but a complex, messy, and often painful endeavor. The world seemed strange and new. She wasn't the same woman who had entered the jazz club that fateful night. One sunny afternoon, she received a letter from Emma. Emma was in jail, serving her time. In the letter, Emma apologized again, expressing her remorse for the pain she had caused. Olivia never responded. Olivia never saw Emma again. One day, Olivia was walking the streets of Indianapolis when she saw a familiar face. It was Isabel, Liam's former high school sweetheart. They spent hours talking. They had both been victims of Liam's manipulations. They had both survived. In the end, Olivia realized that life was a series of choices, a delicate dance between love, loss, and the relentless pursuit of truth. She had been hurt, but she had emerged from the ashes stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. She looked at the Indianapolis skyline, no longer a symbol of her pain, but a backdrop to her ongoing journey. And though the echoes of the past would always linger, she knew she had a future to embrace, a new chapter to write. Dear listeners of the Book Whisper, we hope you've been left with a lasting impression. We're constantly searching for new stories to share with you. Don't miss what's next. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Give us a like if you'd love more audiobooks like this. Until our next meeting on the pages of our tales.